Hey everyone, welcome back. For those of you who have watched some of my content already or know of me, and those of you that are joining for the first time, welcome in. We're so glad to have you. My name is Ron Parker. I'm a full time trader. I love to trade futures, and I've been trading since 2018. And I went full time 2 years ago after finding consistency and really starting to snowball into bigger and bigger profits and better consistent approach. I wanted to take a moment and give back to others that are struggling, give back to others because I know what they might be dealing with. It's a difficult game, a difficult career to be jumping into. It takes time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So I aim to bridge that gap between a non profitable trader to a consistently profitable trader and help educate them along the way. So, welcome in. Today, I've got a unique topic for you. It's kind of a behind the scenes type of topic that not many people really cover. I want to talk to you about being in a state of flow. And for me, that truly is my sweet spot where I'm essentially emotionless. I can be looking at the chart, I can be trading and have risk on, and I'm not phased by anything that's happening with my trade. It could be going against me, I could get stopped out, I could take a loss, I could take a win, and I aim to be in this neutral state where I'm very in control of my emotions and in just a calm, peaceful state of mind. I think that takes practice. And I will be sharing my screen to give you an example of kind of how that works. So let me pull that up. I want to give you an example of me actually replaying a trade and how being in a state of flow can keep you calm and collective during the trade, regardless of the results. Okay? Quick disclosure, this is for education purposes only. I'm not responsible for your trades. So, what I'm going to cover today is truly the practice of mindfulness, brain heart coherence. Some of the things that help me achieve this state of flow that I refer to it as are getting quality time outdoors in the sun and truly just like being in the moment. For me, I love to sit outside. I love to soak up the sun and just feel that warmth and really just close my eyes and just relax. And I'm in my breath. I'm just doing breath work. You can go watch videos on how to do this, but essentially the goal is to practice having control over your mind, over your thoughts. Every time your mind starts to stray about worry or fear or replaying the past events or trauma or something, your mind will start to wander. And the goal is to bring it back to your breath, where eventually you could have really crystal clear state of mind while you're doing other things. And for traders, that's a key factor I find in being successful in a difficult career like this. Because if you're not careful, your emotions can get the best of you. When I'm trading and things don't go my way, I'm not getting angry and hitting my hands on the desk, my fist on the desk. I'm calm. I'm collective. I'm relaxed. And for everyone, they might achieve that in a different way. Earlier on in my career, I always made sure to have like a quiet environment where I'm like secluded away from distractions, of course. But also, I would include music. It could be, for me, I liked piano. I loved hearing no vocals because I don't want to be thinking about what people are saying or in the music or lyrics. I want to just be hearing calm, peaceful music that gets me relaxed. If you search out there on the internet, there's flow state music. There's peaceful, calm, working music. It's lo-fi is a great example. But think of music that's really calm and slow and relaxed in manner. It's not loud. It's not fast paced. It's not obnoxious. It's very calm and peaceful. And that type of music can help you stay in a calm, peaceful state of mind while you're taking trades. And so early on, I found that really helpful. Now, I don't necessarily need it. It is useful at times, and I still do it, but not all the time. I actually, there's something about the silence and solitude of just being in the peace and quiet is actually my new favorite. So I typically just have a really clear mind. Like imagine on your head, there's not a single thought going through. It's just emptiness. You're just letting your subconscious steer the ship because you've got thousands of hours of practice trading and it knows what the drill is. It knows your strategy, it knows what you should be doing and when, and there's not so much to think about it. You're not letting um, your amygdala, the part of your brain that handles fear, steer the ship in any way. You're not letting anxiety take over and make you panic or stress. And some of the key things that might help you stay in that state of flow are making sure that you're trading with small enough size that it doesn't affect your state of mind. If you're trading too big and you find yourself starting to panic or worry about if this trade is going to work out or not, then you need to reduce the size because that's too much. If you're panicking, you're worried or anxious about it, it's too much for you to it's too big of size for you to remain calm and collective. So I encourage you to trade smaller, whatever that size is. Everybody's got a different account size. Risk for one person is different for everyone. It's not the same. So how you manage that is just truly just trading with small enough that it doesn't psychologically mess with your strategy, that you follow the plan regardless. Okay? So trade smaller. If you find yourself panicking or worrying about the results, relax. Trade smaller. Get in the flow state before you trade. So, some best practices, okay? Before I actually sit down at the charts and start taking trades, I take a few minutes and I just collect myself. I might close my eyes, do some breath work, and just feel my surroundings. Bring my thoughts back to my breath and just really make sure I'm in a calm, collective demeanor before I go to even open up the screen and consider taking a trade. If I find that I'm in a trade and I'm starting to feel that way, I'll tend to step away, bring myself back to my breath, and collect myself. Because let's be honest, this profession can sometimes test your patience. This profession can sometimes make you feel emotions that aren't helpful in the moment. Okay? So you don't necessarily need to become a monk, but practicing some of this mindfulness is so helpful. And speaking to it on another level, there's more that goes into it. So it's not just practicing mindfulness itself and being in a state of flow, but there's other factors that help you remain calm and collective in your career when trading that are not related to trading itself. Did you get good sleep the night before? at least 8 hours. In my book, I always sleep 8 hours on the dot pretty much. I go to bed at the same time every day. I wake up in the same time every day. The body loves routines. Some other best practices besides good quality sleep are eating healthy. You're getting nutritional value out of your food, protein, vegetables, less processed foods. Okay. The drinking of sodas and energy drinks and stuff, there's no place for that in my life, especially with um, my health in mind. I personally only drink water and black coffee, no sugar, no creamer, no nothing. It's just black coffee, and I may have 1 to 2 cups per day. And then it's just my beverage of choice. And you be mindful that caffeine can cause anxiety too. It induces the stress, and that's how it keeps you awake. You know, it's inducing stress on your body. It's telling your body to feel stress, and that makes you attentive and feeling more awake. So be mindful that coffee is okay, but too much coffee or energy drinks and such can have negative effects on you. You might feel more alert, but suddenly you're feeling really tense and stressed out for no good reason. So I tend to stay away from them. I'm not a soda drinker. I don't drink energy drinks. And I think that some of those lifestyle changes are things that you may be willing to give up if it allows you to succeed at anything you do, right? And to succeed at trading, some of these things will help you along the way. Getting good exercise, get outdoor time, go outside, get some exercise, go for a run, play some sports, whatever that is for you, that outlet, make sure that it happens regularly. I'm also a gamer, so I'd like to speak to that. Trading involves a lot of screen time. We're staring at the screen for long hours. The problem with that is that if you combine trading and watching the screen for that session with when you're not looking at it, you're also looking at the screen to watch a movie, to play a video game, looking at your phone. There's screens all over the place these days. Be mindful of your screen time. It can easily elevate to a level that could affect your emotional state. It could easily impact your health. So be mindful, being a gamer like me, that though we love to game and that we want to continue to pursue our passion and career in trading, that you have to find a balance between it's like a healthy balance between what you love to do and what will help you succeed in your career. And since our career involves screen time, we need to be mindful about screen time outside of the charts. Okay? So, yes, go enjoy those games. Shoot, hit me up in Discord. I'll play some games with you, maybe. But be mindful about the amount of time. Keep it brief so that you can focus when the time really matters, that you're not in this state where your eyes are really dry and you're kind of tired of the screen already and you're forcing yourself to sit down and try to take trades. Your mental clarity is foggy, maybe you didn't get enough sleep. You need to check in with yourself before the trading session. For me, it's a absolute requirement. I got 8 hours of sleep uninterrupted. Okay. I don't eat any big meals the night before I trade, especially late at night. For me, my typical meals end up being around 1 to 5 p.m., and that's when I eat for the day. I do intermittent fasting daily. Between 1 and 5 p.m., I eat all of my meals. There's no snacking before, just fluids, no snacking after, rare occasions. But I'm very mindful about eating before I go to bed because your body switches to a state of processing. it takes a lot of work for your body to process all of this foods, especially so if it's unhealthy, ultra processed foods, right? With lack of nourishment, and they're very heavy, maybe a lot of carbs or bread, rice, things like that, starches, potatoes. They could be very heavy, and it could be very difficult for your body to process. And you may not think or be realizing that there's it's absolutely affecting your mental clarity the next morning. If I ate a big meal right before bed, it's going to take several hours for my body to process that. So even though I feel like I'm getting 8 hours of sleep because I laid down and I got enough time between now and when I wake up, that there's 8 hours, the problem is that you're likely to be stuck processing that food. Your body's processing it, and it's taking all of this hard work and effort in doing so, and it's affecting your quality of sleep. So then, adversely, it's affecting the quality of your mental when you go to trade the next morning. Okay? So be mindful. I trade when I on an empty stomach. I only had fluids. I had lots of water. And yes, the first thing I do when I wake up is drink a tall glass of water because your body wakes up dehydrated. You just spent the whole night sleeping and your body needs to rehydrate. So go drink a tall glass of water. I recommend with mineral salt. I use Celtic mineral salt and a little lemon occasionally. I drink a tall glass of water, and then I might have my coffee within an hour or two of that morning. But I absolutely make sure I drink that water to hydrate, keep the brain and body really fluid so you can think clearly when you're making important decisions about taking a trade, managing a trade, considering trading. Okay? What else? What else? This was not planned by any means, but an absolutely necessary topic, I would say. Um, Practice mindfulness in your spare time. Clear your mind. If you're somebody that constantly has thoughts popping up and you can't just shut it off for 5-10 minutes with nothing going on up there, that's telling you that you probably need to practice some mindfulness. Okay? If you're not getting enough exercise and having a healthy diet, then you may consider making lifestyle changes to help support you to be great at anything you do, including trading. It helped me. I cut out sugar completely long ago. I cut out sugar completely. I very rarely have some sugar. I say completely, but I might maybe have some dark chocolate with low sugar once in a while. And yes, I might have a occasional treat that might be weeks apart. Okay, 90% of the time I'm following my dietary guidelines, but occasionally it's okay to let loose and live a little, keep that happiness level high. But be mindful that too much of anything can be bad for you. Sugar causes cancer, causes mental um, clarity issues. It causes a high level of addiction. You might be feeling withdrawals because you didn't get enough coffee or sugar or whatever. Um, I don't smoke. I don't drink alcohol. Those are two other giant topics, actually. There's another one too, cannabis. So, alcohol. I think it should be illegal personally. I don't think that people should be allowed to drink alcohol in the United States or other countries. I think that it's so harmful, it's toxic for you, and rots your mind. I don't think there's any room for alcohol whatsoever if you want to be successful at anything. Okay? So don't drink. Smoking. I I'm not a fan of it. I don't smoke. I don't think it's going to stop you from being a successful trader by any means, but be mindful that that addiction to things in life could impact your trading if you're having cravings or withdrawals or something when you're trading that could be a trigger for you. So be mindful of that, right? At least aware. The other topic would be cannabis. If you're a cannabis user, medical or recreational or however, there's no room for it when you're trading. Shoot, it even affects you long term. So you might not have had any today, but you might have had some this week. Well, that stuff lingers a lot longer than you realize. That stuff can cause emotional irregulations. It can cause impulse control to be thrown out the window. So be mindful if you're somebody that's sucking on those vapes and having some THC, there's no place for it in your trading session. And you may consider cutting it out completely unless medically like required because it affects your mental clarity. It affects your critical decision making. Okay? So that's just my opinion on it. Do I think that it's absolutely necessary for all of these things to happen for you to be successful? No. Everybody's a little different. But will these things help you succeed at anything you do, including trading? Absolutely. And that's the point. Okay? So, no, you don't have to listen to every word I say, but I think this advice could take you really far, regardless of what you're setting your mind to. Okay? Um, Let me share a screen. I'm going to do a quick little example, nothing crazy, but I'm just going to hit replay on a day. Market just opened. The market's making moves. I'm in the state of calm and collective. I see the market breaking down. Am I chasing it? No. I might pause it here so it's not going much further. But I'm calm and relaxed. I'm letting my process show up on the screen. I'm waiting patiently. Okay? And if I do take a trade, let's hypothetically just say I took this continuation trade. I put a stop here. I target something like a 2 to 1 or the closest major support level I see right here, which happens to be a 2 to 1. That's perfect. If this trade starts to go against me, that's okay. Let it stop me out. That's what the stop loss is for. Before I even took this trade, I should be in a calm, collective state of mind. Deep breaths. If you find yourself stressing out about this position you're in, relax. Trade smaller. Now, this one worked, okay? This trade hit right away. Within 4 minutes, we took profit. But let's say I'm trailing half of my position here as I teach as I educate traders to do so. If I sold half into here, I'm taking risk off the table. So maybe, people might say, well, then you could really breathe and relax. But I would beg to say, I would argue that you should be in a relaxed state before even taking the trade. And if you find yourself worked up or angry, maybe you fought with your significant other or dealt with something really stressful recently, take some time off. Come back when you're in a good, clear state of mind. Okay? Let's let some more of this trade play out. The emotion side can play on both directions. If I'm winning, I shouldn't get too excited either. Okay? Let's say I'm holding a core position here. For example, obviously I would have likely gotten out of that first trailing piece. And the market's going to likely give opportunity here in a moment to take another trade as we break this key level. But I'm not letting myself get too excited about the opportunity either. So, just like you need to be calm and collective about when things are going against you, we need to be calm and collective when things are going really in our way, in our favor. We're not jumping up and down excited and anything like that. We're calm and collective and we're remaining in our state of flow regardless of what happens. Because sometimes you might get in a trade, and of course this is an A plus opportunity. My indicator's telling me this is awesome time to be taking trades in a short direction with larger size. It's grading it very highly. If I was trailing this piece and all of this is happening, you might be tempted to start taking some off, right? Let's say I re-entered on this at the reclaim of the EMA up here before this move. I targeted my 2-to-1. I nailed my 2-to-1 trade. It would have closed me out right there, 2-to-1, and I trailed the remaining half just like I did on the first one. The first one, the trailing didn't work out. That's okay. But the second trade, the trailing piece paid for itself tenfold. But during this entire time, this is like most of the day is going by. These are hours that we just watched on these candles. You need to remain calm. Your P&L doesn't need to drive your decision making here. Yes, I would have made a killing on that trailing piece, but since I'm in a state of calmness and collectfulness, I'm not getting too excited. I'm not freaking out and jumping up and down and screaming and hooting and hollering. I'm relaxed, I'm calm, I'm collective, and I'm waiting for my sign. I teach traders that the first sign to get out is, well, the 2-to-1. The second sign is when we trail, we wait for the first close above our EMA. Now we just got some close above the EMA, and it's the first basically green candles to print, because you know me, I like the candles colored on what direction they are. So you'll notice like all of the short candles were gray. We've got green candles starting to show up. That's my sign to get out of the short direction. I would have closed on this candle. Technically, this one right here, this little doji, this little green doji was enough for me, and I'll zoom in, to close the last half of my position. So I caught a monster trail on that trade. Okay. Now I'm going to give just one more example. Um, let's say I took a trade and it started to go against me. I took a trade and it started to come back into my stop loss area. Let's just do a really crappy little... Oops, this is upside down. Let me switch to a short trade. Let's say I entered right here. And my stop was improperly placed. Because if it was properly placed, it wouldn't have gotten hit here, to be honest. But let's say I had this drawn out. I was way too late in this move, and I'm chasing. I had an improper stop. And you'll notice that the price action kind of went against me really quickly. Well, having a proper stop loss is truly the real lesson there. But if the price comes into your stop loss, then so be it. Risk less so you don't worry about hitting that stop. You're not putting your entire daily budget into one trade. So you're not panicked. You give yourself multiple attempts to be right. So when these candles are going against me and they're about to hit my stop loss, let's say, for example, in this case, I'll zoom in. Price is about to hit my stop loss, right? It's 99% to my stop. Do I close it? No. We let our stop do the work, and we are not adjusting it after we enter the trade. This example I did, but you should know that we never move our stop loss. You decide where it goes before you enter the trade. And I teach traders how to identify where to place a good stop, but that's a different topic. But know that just because price is gonna get really close to taking you out of trade doesn't mean you should click that close button. You remain in your calm, collective flow state, and you wait patiently for price to do the work for you. If you get stopped out, so be it. There's always more opportunity. But if your stop's in a logical spot, just let the price play out. Keep calm and relaxed, and do not close your trades early just because you're panicking once it's 99% to it. Because it's going to happen. The market will shake traders out right before it makes the move. So don't get shaken out. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. And trade in a state of flow. Practice healthy daily habits. And yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, please check out my Discord. You can click the link below in the comments. And you can actually reach out to me directly. I am always free to answer questions, meet up with traders, collaborate. I do share my indicator and strategy with members on there. I'm willing to give a lot of them for free to try it out at the very least. I'm sure someday I would be charging for that product. But for now, it is free. You can join in. You can connect with other like minded traders. If you agree with everything I'm preaching today, then go to my Discord, come hang out with us, and we can succeed together. Okay? Um, Discord. This is the Discord. When you join in, let me pull up the screen. Um, you'll join in. There's different tabs. Okay? There's free tabs for general and trading, education, even a gaming uh, tab for those gamers. And paid members do get more one-on-one chart time with me. They get exclusive like my chart breakdowns when I'm taking trades and my ideas. They get to see my performance and yada yada. And so there's more available out there that I offer. And just know that that's there. You don't need to pay for it. Okay? Come join in. I'll likely give you free access to a lot of this stuff. And if you're watching this way in the future, years after it's come out, maybe things have changed. But as of right now, I'm giving early VIP access. So if you like the message I'm conveying, if you like my chart, if you like my teachings, then come hang out, join my Discord, and I hope to connect with you there. So please like and subscribe, comment below with whatever you'd like to say. I would love some feedback. So let me know if you would like some questions answered, if you have good feedback, maybe a video that you'd like me to cover, a topic in question. So I appreciate you guys for watching today, and I hope you have a great one. I'll catch you next time.